All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. We got the CPI tomorrow, and after all of the movement today, there is definitely a lot that we need to be talking about. So, if you are not aware, we are streaming live every morning, but for CPI, we will be there before the data comes out about 15 minutes prior. The CPI is released 1 hour before the stock market opens. So, we're going to have all that info. We're going to go over it live. And usually I got a lot of pretty pictures to show you, but all I want you to see is this. The top economist this year at predicting CPI, he is expecting that it will come in at 7.9 tomorrow. He is number one. Number two, he thinks it's going to be 8.1. The difference is by that 0.2, 0.3, that's about a standard deviation and a half. So the point is tomorrow will be big, but like I showed you yesterday, and I hope that you can appreciate this, because you know Josh is the first person to say it's crazy, but it happened today even with the volatility. We brought this up yesterday. Just don't forget, your implied volatility in blue is lower than realized volatility. This happened last time in June and April, and we had some very large CPI effects, but even after the midterms, even after everything we dealt with today, people are still pricing in this CPI as a lower event. So I think it's going to be quite fascinating. The fact that we had such a big move today, it might detract from the move tomorrow. But the point is, this is the data that we've been waiting for. And with everything going on beneath the surface, it is going to dictate a lot. So I hope I see you there. It's going to be in the morning. Drop that thumbs up. But we also got a lot to talk about. I got plays and everything else. So run it, baby.
Working to the couch, it's the 20 less. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then it feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it.
But right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, what you saw today, and this is what we were saying yesterday, if it moves big ahead of the move, it is going to take some of the juice out. Well, actually, not only was there a lot of calm this week, but today's move was actually the biggest cross-asset sell-off in a month. That means crypto, bonds, currencies, equities, every single asset ended up selling off today. So you got to think about it. Not only is it one day ahead of the CPI, but there was a lot going on, and really just it finally weighed on the market. There was the crypto chaos. You had all the political battles following midterms and people kind of reacting to a little bit of a surprise. Then you had a gigantically ugly bond auction, worse than the worst bond auction that we had last month. All of that was occurring today, and just finally we gave into it. But again, like I was saying yesterday, it is quite unfortunate that we moved 2.5% today. This is what I was trying to show, because simply 2.5% on the NASDAQ, 2% on the SPY. Even if we move 2% tomorrow, we're going to be at break even of today, where we opened and closed from the last 2 days. So that is what is going to be the problem. But a couple people, I think it was Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan, they were even saying that there was going to be like a 5-10% move, and that's always on the table. But now going to the next key, I really hope you were able to learn from the last jobs report. I was too. You know my interpretation of all of this, and it's quite simple. I mean, higher inflation is not good. Lower inflation is going to be good. We want to look at core and core services and all those other factors, and those could do good or bad. But just don't forget, the worst CPI last month, 2 months ago, that created a market rally. So this is why we're going to say here, just be ready for anything. And there was enough of a fiasco today where it will confuse and dilute some of tomorrow. Now, initially, I am thinking that a good CPI can save this tomorrow. What is a good CPI? Anything below 7.9, even 7.9 would be good, but I can't say this enough. Like I just showed you with that 2%, a lot of today's move took out the juice for tomorrow. And like we are saying, the options are still pricing in a smaller effect now and next week as well. So not only is this CPI pricing implied volatility lower than really what we're experiencing and implying, even next week, people aren't even pricing in a tail end move. So why is this all important? We've seen this before. It doesn't mean that the market won't go down or that it has to go up, but quite simply, tomorrow needs to be shocking if you want a clear direction. It needs to shock so big downside or to the upside if you want it to read easy. If you want it to read, oh, good is good, go up, bad is bad, go down, it needs to be shocking to the point where it wakes up the volatility and gets everybody to start pricing in more for next week than even what we're experiencing. So it's going to make tomorrow tricky, but everything else is going to be simple. High inflation is not good. Low inflation is good. And we want to pick apart everything in the middle. But I'm sure by tomorrow morning, I'll let you know if it's going to be one direction or not. But that is what we want to see. And I've been saying this a lot here. I mean, people have been asking my opinion. I said it on every watch list. I am banking on autos helping the CPI, but other than that, I'm agnostic towards it, and really, I think anything can happen, and that is what we are truly waiting for tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind. And now, coming into the final key, I just want to put this out there. We talked about it yesterday, and I think CPI is getting in the way now, and then we'll see if the crypto situation kills the midterm rally or not, but this is big, and the spillover is wild, and the simplest way I could put this is that crypto situation is going to play out like Evergrande at best, where it's like, oh my gosh, this happened, and then people are going to rush in. Even Bankman-Fried, after the bell, he even said that they need $8 billion or they will face a bankruptcy, but it's kind of something where maybe they find a way to string it together. It causes a little bit of pain. Crypto goes a little lower, but it doesn't absolutely die. That would honestly be the best case scenario at this point. However, it could be a mix between Enron and Lehman at worst. I know that may sound dramatic, and I think Lehman was a little bit bigger. I don't know about Enron. It was about $60 billion, so Bankman was about $30 billion, but the whole point is, if there was any loans made, it's kind of like Billy Huang crypto edition. We still don't know a lot of this, and that's why it's going to be interesting. A lot of wealth was wiped out. We're learning more and more, and again, you're watching the spillover, and everyone's like, why would crypto make the stock market move down? Nobody cares about that. It's, again, that people thought this guy had all of this money, but if they loaned him real money and he was taking out credit lines, again, a lot of people have been talking about it already. They've gotten loans from Sequoia. They've gotten loans from SoftBank, Tiger Global. I mean, the list truly does go on, and we don't know how much that they loaned out because, again, he had a lot to back it with, so it was up to all of the lenders and underwriting. So we will see, but keep this in mind, and why I'm bringing this up right now is because after the CPI and everything else, this situation still needs to play out, and even then, I would not be surprised to watch it go on over the next month or two, and even then, maybe that's when we actually even see part 2 of this, but we will see. But hopefully, you are ready. I hope you guys are prepared for anything tomorrow, and if you don't feel prepared, you just got to wake up in the morning, go to youtube.com/thestockmarket, and we are going to go over all of this live. So I hope I see you there. I hope you're ready, but let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, man, I'm very, very excited for these because I made a lot of plays today. We'll go over them, but I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to start with the first one. This is very crucial. It is going to be bonds. /ZN is the 10-year futures. You could also go for TBT, TLT, SHI, IEF. You could go HYG, LQD. It's going to be a big day for bonds tomorrow. As we confirm things, things will move. Even since Powell, a lot of people are waiting. Even today, Nick Timmerhouse, he made an article talking about 5-6% rates as we've been bringing up. He dropped it right when the bond auction dropped, and it was pretty wild, but the point is, it will be a big day for bonds, and it doesn't mean it's going to go like 3, 4, 5%, but it might give us a lead move that's going to say, hey, this is the setup in the next week. But what I want you to understand, we've made a lot of bond volatility plays. I've been hitting them here, but I'm not holding them like the old TLT. Pretty much, these are good volatility plays right now when the bond land is in all of this craziness. Just don't fall in love with them and, be ready to move in and out of them until we actually get real clarity of a fully bigger bond situation and trend. That's usually when the Fed actually makes a real decisive move, aka cutting rates, raising rates, all of that. So we will see, but bonds, I have no exposure. Thankfully, we cut our short at, but I'm definitely going to be watching this one coming into tomorrow. But that is play number 1. Then play play number 2, baby. NVIDIA. And I'm bringing this up for a weird reason. It's already outpaced the last couple days. I don't like it because they don't have earning. And before you crucify me, just hear me out. This is the silent casualty of crypto. Now, I will tell you, there's already a lot of the crypto carnage priced into the chip makers ever since the fall off, almost a year and a half ago. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, compared to any other crypto plays, because I tried to get MSTR short today. It's unable. It's not even hard to borrow. They won't even let you short it. And then all the other ones have moved down a lot. And like you just see, it's like they don't have as much meat on the bone. NVIDIA is exposed to the crypto stuff. I want to see how it plays out, but the downside is they have earnings, and then they have a whole way bigger business beyond crypto. And again, they just provide the graphics cards for mining, but it's like they could brush it off a way easier than anything else. So that's what I'm keeping in mind. I want to see, but I am definitely keeping a close eye on this crypto situation. And if it does have real contagion and spillover, these are some of the things we got to think about. I want the other crypto plays, but NVIDIA might be one in the middle, but we will see what happens. But that is play number 2. And then finally, baby, play number 3. This one's weird. AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I don't know. Is there another slogan? I don't know. But AutoZone. I've been saying used car prices are going to be a big thing to watch for tomorrow, and I just think AutoZone deserves to be on this list. And honestly, it just looked like a scarier McDonald's. Like, look at this thing. It has a lot of meat on the bone, if anything. So I think it could be interesting, and if we start to notice a peak in used autos, I don't know, maybe. Again, April, there was a big drop, but I think that was with earnings. I think their last earnings was actually good too, but I think I want to keep an eye on it. It's a big name, but who knows? Maybe we could finesse some plays and get some cheap ones. That one would be a good outcome, but those are the main plays as far as everything else now. I got to jump back to this screen. Is it even on there? No, hold on. Again, we're getting used to this. I don't know. Do you guys like this setup? I hope you've been focusing. You better be focusing. Here, I got to move the window. Boom, there it is, baby. But as far as what I did today, I woke up in the morning, Meta was up. Remember, we had a nice average down before this week. So, like, even at the $80s and $90 level, and I was getting clapped on the smaller shares from earnings. Remember, I was even down $1,000, and then I had a huge average down. Well, we were able to exit profitable today at 102.50. I got about $1,200 to $1,300 net profit. Then I started the day with the NQ. I'm surprised I didn't sell it. I'm actually still in this one, and I'm down 3,000, but it helped with all of my other plays. I was even up $1,000. I just didn't take it. I was chilling out until things got a little bit worse, and then that old ES from yesterday, I was down about 3K. Remember, I got out of my other NASDAQ with profit. That was the only one I had left. That play went up to positive $400. I was able to close out, walk away from that one, and then I just started making a bunch of flips at the bottom. So I did 3774 to 3776. It was like $100, $200, and literally I did this another 3 or 4 times today. They all hit, and then I ended up realizing an additional 700 just through these bottom flips on the ES while holding the NASDAQ. So I'm still down on that one, and then I closed out of XOM for about like I think it was like $70 profit. It was 100 and change at one point, but I figured I made a lot of the gains I was down on yesterday, and I wanted to kind of clear some stuff up as we've been taking profits. Again, now I've gotten rid of Meta, closed out those apples and the other ones. I still do have those other plays, and now getting into the holdings. The ES is not on there because all I have is that option. It's down 1,500. There's the MYM. Remember, this guy's still been killing me. We got to make some money back, and now even to the downside. But just think about it. This one has not gone above $10,000 in the month we've held it, but we have been still realizing. So this could be one of my exit plays. That's why even holding this NQ now. This is the one I held to the upside. I was able to take profits on it. Again, how I was playing with it, I just got a little bit comfortable holding it, and I still am. Even with this now, if I could go positive before the result, I will sell out of it. Otherwise, I might even hold it there depending on where things are at, because pretty much, and get ready for tomorrow. You could watch this. I'm expecting to lose $10,000 on this if it goes against me, but at that point, I'm thinking I will make this back. So I could trade one for the other, but I'd way rather trade a NASDAQ holding long at the low than a short at the low. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see, but it's going to be a fun one. But if I could get positive on pre-market, again, things might melt up overnight. We will see. I will get rid of that. There's the Amazon from yesterday. Not too bad. The Disney. earnings clobbered me. I'm still cool with that one. Unfortunately, I'm a little bigger than the Meta. Remember that one? It was only 25, 50 shares. That's why I was able to average down and get in and out of it. I think I could do it here. There was a lot of downgrades on Disney. I mean, worst case scenario, I could also exit this and just book the loss. I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to be using tomorrow as a judge. Otherwise, if I don't get any clear reaction out of tomorrow, I don't have any reason to close anything, and I think we could push a lot there. So that's what I'm keeping in mind as far as my interpretation. Then the wheat stocks, they went down. They were up. We had like $200 today, and then it went down. There was bullish news out of Maryland and then one of the other states, but I like it. Unfortunately, the news is already hitting. It's like holding up. I think it could go down a little bit. It may have a delayed reaction, but now we are going to start towing the line because you had the good news. The news is over. Does it sell? We will find out. But there's that one. Netflix, the big position, back down 1,000 again on 100 shares. I still really like this. I'd want to average down, but these are the upside plays. And now we've got out of the Meta and the other stuff, so not too bad. And then the Qualcomm, the options are killing me. I'm only down 500 on the shares. I'm very confident on this. That's downside play. And then we closed the XOM from yesterday. Remember, it was working against me, but the options just killed it. We could get lucky on these tomorrow. So we'll see if the option market maker gods are in our favor. Then Tesla down 500. I was going to go all in on it today, but I just said with CPI, I mean, I might as well wait, but it's broken that level now. It's breaking the piggy bank. I think you're going to get a lot of volatility here, so I kind of want to get in on it. I like the outsized move, so I will be looking at that tomorrow depending on the results for the CPI, and then we will see what happens. But that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a wild one, and like I'm saying, you are going to want to be there tomorrow. And how this sets us up for the rest of the year, my friend, this is our final runway, so I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, nothing is going to be given to you, baby. Everything, good, bad, blessings, all of that. It is here so you can work through it and learn and grow. If it is given to you, you will never grow. And what this market is giving you is the opportunity to be able to stand in the markets forever. So learn from it, embrace it, stay in the game, make good decisions, and remember, baby, stamina, small good decisions. That's all you're going to need, and let's take it home. It is game time, baby. I'll see you in the morning. Drink the water, sleep early, bring the energy, and let's go, baby. I'm not even that awkward. Horn.